We're live.
Just don't go that ultra HD because you know y'all seeing my pores and stuff. Like, jeez.
We are live. Happy September.
Happy
Remember.
September.
Happy September. Just that quick. When's the last time we've been on the air? June?
June.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yeah.
morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I ain't seen y'all since June.
And was down the street.
It was right down the street. Ain't seen them since June. They do you
Mm,
wrong. They do you
mm,
wrong. Chicago used to be known for being hospitable
mm.
and kind
Ain't
of
nobody gotta be hospitable to you. You
com-
from here.
community oriented and just I got you. Like, I mean, it just almost felt like I went to Vegas.
Did I not offer to even be his chauffeur?
You did. I seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't hit the chauffeur. I had a rental car.
And while you talking all that smack, did you connect to Facebook? Because I don't see it.
I did. I showed connected to Facebook. It showed me that the arrow wasn't broke, but I don't see it either, friend.
Mm.
But I showed reconnected. Let me reconnect it again.
Mm.
There it is. Cause I showed when you said I went and fixed it. But is
Okay.
it gonna tell Facebook? Is it gonna tell? Is it gonna tell Facebook that we on Facebook?
It didn't tell Facebook.
Oh,
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, it switched.
you see it?
It just switched. Oh, it's way behind.
It say he's live.
I still don't. Oh,
Yeah,
you see it? I don't see why I don't see when I'm
yeah.
live
It
if I'm
just I
live.
had to keep refreshing.
All right, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Let me read this wonderful caption that Angel writes for the show.
I didn't write
Welcome,
that.
welcome to the show where we discuss all things parallel to peace and passion, otherwise known as life. Welcome. You didn't write it. Who wrote it?
You wrote that. You wrote that. You wrote it. I share it.
Welcome to
She's
the
so
show.
she's so amazing. She forgets how amazing
How amazing she
she
is.
is.
Now, who came up with that? You.
I'm like, let me read this amazing caption that Angel put up here every time. I didn't write that. Who wrote it? You.
Oh.
Welcome to the show, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today. We had a little summer break, little summer vacay. Happy to be here
Sure did.
on it was an unplanned summer vacay, but it was summer vacay nonetheless. Welcome to September. Closing out summertime shy and beyond. In Vegas, I reckon.
Remember. Welcome to September.
I wasn't ready.
I want you to remember. Yeah. Ooh, we got to write a song called Welcome to September.
I didn't even know your voice could get that deep.
Listen, like what is this?
Whoa, Gary, why you stuck me in my tracks?
You gotta
I
look at
am
the
not
stat.
Jonathan McReynolds.
Oh,
I love his voice. I'm just saying, I can't sing as high as he does.
y'all about the same size though.
Probably, I think he's taller.
Is
I
it?
think he probably got me on the height. I'm only 6'1". He probably like 6'12".
I don't know now.
6'12".
Jonathan McReynolds, we love your music. We love you. We love everything about
I
you.
see
Oh, we
you
really do.
and
We
watched
really
you
do.
last night.
And a little bit
on
jealous because I can't sing that high.
Dallas.
Wait, he has an amazing voice. I'll be like, boy, what are you doing? Where are you reaching to?
I like his writing style.
Flawless. Flawless. Welcome to the show, everyone. We are here live and in full effect as usual. I just want to take this moment right now to give big props, mad salute to Angel Simmons. She is the glue of this program. I guarantee you, she is the glue. She keeps us together. She tries. She tries her very, very best
Everybody hoarding cats.
to keep us together, to keep us organized, to set up the format, all the things. So publicly, Angel, we thank you and thank you for your patience of Job, child.
You got the patience of Job.
We don't have no budget.
Oh, yes, we do. We got sound effects now. I don't know how to use them. Did you see that?
No.
There's sound effects on here now. I don't know how to use them yet, but I'm
Show
gonna
us.
figure it
Show
out.
us
But
what
I'm
you
gonna figure it
found.
out before we get off.
Show us what you found.
I'm gonna figure it out before we get off.
Okay, you figure it out. All right, let's do this quick recap. Ladies and gentlemen, I started off with Angel Simmons. I'm going to continue to flow with Angel Simmons. You can check her out. Miss Relationship Coach. I know you got where my books. Where my books? Where my books? Show the people.
These?
Love's Great Design, Target of Love. You can get it at angelsimmons.com. You can go get it right now, like literally right now. You don't even have to wait. Just go click it right now. You can go get it.
Click
Love's
and get
Great
it.
Design, Target of Love. Are we still selling shirts? We're still producing shirts?
Push that click.
Yes.
Yes.
My brain took spring and summer off.
Yeah.
But I'll be back. I'll be back in the saddle. I have a lovely collection to unload, and I would love for it to be out of my house. So yes, t-shirts, hoodies.
Panties.
We got one pair of jogging pants. Now underneath, we're waiting. We're waiting.
Underneath
We're
by
waiting, sir.
her. Underneath
Waiting, sir.
her. By Czar.
Underneath her.
Underneath her.
Ooh, that's
LeAnzar.
catchy. Ooh. Ooh. That's catchy. Oh, let me go. Wow. I like that.
What's been going on in your world? I feel like you were participating in some events and things of that nature.
Um, have I been anywhere? No. Um, I don't think I've been outside much. I am your new Miss Midwest Revolutionary Purpose.
I knew I seen something now.
For the Revolutionary
Revolution
pageant system. I will be competing live virtually in February, end of February. You'll see more details as they go up, but I do have an Instagram page. You can see Miss Midwest Purpose um, on the Instagram. Um,
You're gonna be showing up while they compete because ain't no competition.
Miss
Baby.
Midwest Purpose on
MISS or
Instagram.
ES?
MS. Miss Midwest Purpose on the Instagram. I have been posting all of August. As soon as they gave me the page, I hit the ground running. So I believe I posted every day except 2 for the month of August.
Look, y'all.
Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful.
She will be present while they're competing because there is no competition.
Huh.
There is a competition. We will be virtually, and there will be some things
They
live.
will be competing. You'll just be there too.
I understood.
Understood. I love it. I hear you. I'm on the right page now. Thank you. But there will be a live competition for a couple of the optionals that someone will be able to tune in and see. I believe interview will be live, talent will be live, so you'll be able to pop on and see. There'll be some People's Choice, a chance for you to vote for my profile at some point in the new year, so that will be up. There's a national pageant in January that I'm hoping to go and volunteer at. But our nationals, well, this is international for us, it's a virtual. So I'm in the virtual division. So that is what's going on. My platform, as always, mental wellness and suicide prevention. So a lot of what I do, this is what I do. This is part of my this is part of my purpose personally. Thank you. That was my most recent certification from NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. But yeah, I've been posting invitations for people to join me. 9/8 is 988 Day this year in honor of suicide prevention and the 988 crisis hotline. I'll be doing uh, it's a virtual walk. It's in the virtual marathon series, but virtual pace walks. You can get your bib and do it at your own pace or whatever. So I'll be doing that on 9/8 Day. Um, in honor of suicide prevention. There's also the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Walk at the end of September. And then beginning of
Mm.
October, there's the NAMI Walk on mental illness. So I got 3 walks posted on that page with invitations for people to come and join me. And, I'll bring treats if you're coming out. But if anybody wants to join my team, I am the team captain for the AFSP
Come
and
on, man.
NAMI for those 2 walks. For the virtual pace series is whoever want to come hang out and go get smoothies afterwards. And if you reach out, I'll let you know where I'll be walking, and you can join me. Otherwise, I'm gonna be there anyway, hitting the trail. So that is what's going on. Oh, we got a comment. I didn't see that. Hey, oh, we found sound effects. What's that? We found sound effects. Those are the
Okay,
first
I have
events
stopped
that
the
I'll be
page.
doing. Thank you. Those are the first
Well,
three events that I will be doing. 2 in September, 1 in October, and more to come.
Mm.
love it,
Congratulations.
love it. Yeah,
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I love it. I like that.
love it all.
Because I'm doing all of this with the new title, there's going to be a new V3 added to the calendar. So,
Hit it.
Mm.
it's going to be a new V3
Wait, for 25? I mean, for 2025 or 26?
before Valentine's Day. Let's just say that
Okay. Because that's when you
before
used to do them, right?
Valentine's Day. I
Anyway,
usually, yeah,
where
I would normally do one in the fall, and then one in October, and then one around my
Cue the
birthday.
claps. Cue the claps.
mm-hmm,
It's clap worthy.
mm-hmm,
Might be too soon for fall, but definitely looking to do something beginning of the year. Networking,
Hooray.
mm-hmm. Okay.
big
Okay.
events. So
Yeah. Beautiful.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Mr. Stockley.
That's that.
Mr.
That's that
Relationality
doggone
himself.
love's great divine stuff. Nothing new. Nothing new. Same old. Same old. Books. Relationship ready. I'm really pushing this one right now because this was written for couples, like people that wanted or people that were ready to be in relationships. But I'm really feeling. I was reading through this and it's like I'm really feeling the principles, thinking we all need it. So I'm flopping it around. People can't really see it, but it's like this whole relationship ready, moving from hashtag relationship goals to wise foundation for relational greatness. Um, are you eager, but is your heart eager for relationships, but is your heart prepared? And so I
Mm.
think we need to revisit some of this right now. Never, never, ever leaving the relationality Bible,
that's the
you know,
Bible,
but
relational Bible. Ah,
relationality consciously aligning to our divine relational worth. Um, I'm just feeling out a lot of this stuff again. Um, just because I've been reflecting on like, man, I think we need some kind of restoration
woo.
of of humanity. And I was asking a few people earlier today, is like, how do we just even make the smallest shifts towards restoring humanity? So but yeah, so there's the relationality thing. We also still have also
You got the good
y'all know
stuff.
the latest, right? If I
Mhm.
can get it out, the latest, the conversation cards that
Is
I
that
really
the open
think
pack? Are we doing that?
this is an open pack, but I believe has the potential to really shift your relationships, or just at least shift the intimacy in your relationships. And what I mean by intimacy is just continuing to get to know, because a lot of times we think intimacy is just having known a person, but it's really continuing to get to know a person.
It's ongoing. A lot of
Right.
people think
It's an
that
ongoing,
they equate intimacy to physical.
and they equate it to physical. Yeah. And so, but these questions on here, you get to have a little bit of fun if you pull that card, but also not that kind of fun, but you know but you get to have some fun and some silly things in here, but also just some things that really allow our hearts to speak, because it just seems like for some reason we don't get to do that. You don't get to be in a lot of conversations where you really get to recognize that you can have unmasked conversation and actually really truly reveal the real deal of what's going on with you. So those is what's happening right now is these books.
Yes, Tamika.
um
Yes.
I do have, oh, I never say this on here either, But it's like I do have spots open. I currently have spots open in my groups, dealing with the loss of a loved one. That group has a bunch of spots open right now because I just had somebody that schedule changed, so they had to drop out. Um, but yep, that's it. Having to have groups for that. They are $99 a month, um, which is what, shoot, way less than what one therapy session costs. So, just kind of being in the group spaces for stuff like that is just hugely important. And then I also have another group that has open spots, which is navigating a high conflict relationship. All right. So any kind of relationships that we're in, and having to deal with the high conflict, if it's there in that relationship. People underestimate the power that actually can come from being in a group with other people with shared or different perspectives. All right. That's the whole power of group, is because you have your perception of things, but we also need to hear people's perspective on things, which also helps us to understand and be able to navigate things from a place that's not just coming from our lens where we can't see the forest for the trees. But also, in addition to that, when we're going through a lot of this different stuff, we really just need support. Honestly, we need I should say this, wholesome support. All right. So it's not about hardening our hearts to get over things, but it's actually about seeing our hearts, healing our hearts, so that we can actually move through these things. Well, I think that group, but all of my groups are $99, $99 a month. And I usually just ask that people, if they join the group, to kind of take into consideration it's not just about you, it's also about the group. So, think being there for at least 2 or 3 months at least. They're open-ended groups, so they don't end until everybody decides to end it, but just kind of have some small level of commitment in mind in regards to that. And other than that, I think that's all that's going on right now. I believe.
That's good stuff. Y'all
Yeah.
support my genius friends. LeAnzar Stockley, angelsimmons.com. Check them
That's
out.
that's hot and heavy stuff.
That's good stuff. That's real good stuff. Um, it's crazy how everything always comes together. I don't even want to say weird in the weirdest way, but I mean, I guess maybe in the most divine way, right? But definitely unexpected. Let me tell you about these hot flashes I'm having right now, though. I ain't even gonna lie. It's our way through. It's a little moist in here.
Is it a moist mouth Monday?
Ah,
Indeed, it is. Welcome on September 1st. Moist
Mm,
Mouth Monday.
my.
You were talking about, relationships and navigating through those things. And of course, I'm always trying to figure out, or something always kind of stands out to me when I'm trying to plan for this show. And then something else kind of pops in my psyche from something that I see or something
mm,
that I experience. And I noticed something on the good social media about a week or so ago, and it has to do. And you were saying how relationships need. You were just saying how relationships need. They need some rejuvenations. Like we need to start over. And I think people need to be reminded of what relationships truly mean and what the purpose of relationship is. And you asked this question, like, what's the going market rate of relationships these days? I was like, damn.
Mm.
Just basic words, but with so much power.
sorry.
Y'all should have never gave us toys on this platform. What?
I'm looking around like, oh Lord.
Who coming for you?
That was I was trying to find that bum, 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 but that, that ain't on there. So it's like you either got that, or you get the gong.
I don't know what kind of gong that is. Too much. Too session.
as I was saying.
I mean, serious conversation.
I mean, I was trying, Angel. I was trying. You know, what's the going market rate of relationships these days? It seems loyalty and a good history doesn't account for much.
Mm.
Um, because, like somebody said, like somebody responded to you, like, is it just transactional? Like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Um, my phone is blowing up. Sorry, same
Mm.
person called 4 times.
Mm.
I'm not
Mm.
that famous to answer the phone while I'm live. You know, like Usher, I'm gonna call you back.
I'm gonna call
I'm in
you
the
back.
studio, man.
I'm in a show right now. I'm on set.
You know, because it's almost like let me. You know, these youngest have these terms. I feel like these youngest create these terms, but they serve their purpose. Like gaslighting, that's really a thing. And I did not come become familiar with what it really was until recently. Um, and it's basically like, come on, target of love. It's basically like when a person deviates from accountability, or they kind of try to shuffle. If you express some concerns, they kind of try to shuffle around those concerns and kind of flip them, um, to make them work in their favor, to make it work in their favor, and to almost make it seem like you're the weird one.
And to make you question your reality.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
not what really happened. You're
That's not,
overreacting.
you're overreacting.
Not at all what the situation.
Or they'll just minimize what you say, and be like, I don't like that your left shoe always comes untied when we're walking, and then that'll be a whole problem. Like, what? How did we get here?
Anything to deflect from the conversation or the
Huge,
issue at hand.
huge deflection. Huge deflection. Where where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong as humans, as people, as beings, as lovers, as compassionate people that we? And this could be an intimate relationship. This could be a familial relationship. Um, where did we go wrong? And how do we tighten up these loose screws?
Hmm.
Purchase the target of love.
Child.
Don't purchase the target of love and learn whether or not you are or not relationship ready. Very good. Very good, children.
We working. We working on it. Child.
Very good.
You know where I think we went wrong, honestly, and this might sound very hyper, like extreme, but I also feel we're in some extreme measures these days. The small justifications
Mm.
that we make that it was just a little this, or I'm not doing this too much, or I'm not. It's the small justifications that end up turning into a whole lifestyle. I really think, and it's like, and we've. I don't necessarily think that we're evolving. Um, there's something else that's happening. It's almost like we're disintegrating, like, or we're not living our highest self. That's not what it feels like to me. There's not. We're really, even when I'm seeing people naming healing, and I'm doing healing, and this is that and the other, and it's like, then that healing should be restoring you to proper relationship with people. And so, are you really healing? But it's, we keep justifying the little things, and again, I'm never for anybody being abusive, or misusive of each other. I do know we're going to step on toes, right? We're gonna have sometimes where we step on each other's toes, but that's not. Rupture happens in relationships. We don't know how to repair after rupture. And because we don't know how to repair, we justify, well, just cut them off, or I'm just not going to deal with this person, or this is just how I am, and I just need to do what's best for me. All of those little things, I think we look up, and you've created so much distance between us, and we don't know how to one another well anymore. It seems like, I don't know if we've ever really deeply did, but it feels different to me. Just the society that we live in now feels very different. But I know that whenever we experience rupture, our first thought is like, oh, just cut them off. I'm not going to deal with them. I see a red flag, I'm
You
done.
got to protect my peace.
I got to protect my, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, and they sound very good. Like, it sounds very good. It sounds very wise, but it's making us more individualistic instead of actually making us recognize that we are social creatures. We should be more collective and communal, not to the degree where you're resigning your authentic self, but our authentic self is relational, right? And so, but if we keep justifying the breakup, justifying the why I'm getting rid of this family member, justifying why the, when we really could put forth some effort towards repairing the relationship. Because I swear we're gonna cut ourselves off to the point where it's really feeling like every man for himself. And again, if the market rate ain't right, what is the rate? Because it's like if it's, we've turned our relationships into this whole capitalistic, like we've modeled what our society, we've modeled what government and society and the way everything, we've modeled that very thing. And I don't think that was ever supposed to, I don't think that was supposed to ever infiltrate how we relate with each other. But now it's, well, if you ain't bringing nothing to the table, I get it. Like, again, it's hard to even talk about it because the language is like, am I saying that nobody should bring anything to, no, that's not what I'm saying either. But a lot of times what we're saying indirectly is, I'm not just, if Brysen brings something to the table when she comes to the table as herself, as her true self, whatever. And then so then we look at, well, what's Brysen's true self? Oh, she's loving, she's kind, she's gorgeous because she's that nice dark
Chocolate.
dove chocolate, like what, and she ain't got to do nothing else other than really come and be herself and be her healed self. But that's not enough for me, right? And so then now it becomes, I need her to be more. I don't need her to just be this cacao plant.
Come on,
I
Cal.
need her to also be I need her to also be an apple tree. And so then now I'm exhausting her essence of who she is and what she's designed to bring into the world because it just don't work for me, right? And I don't know. It's like it's hard to have the conversation because, again, the wording, people kind of wrap themselves around like, the wording sounds right, but I'm talking about the spirit of that, and it to me, it just, we don't know how to. So it's either transactional or we have rupture and we don't know how to repair. And then we justify it instead of actually really, truly holding it to our heart, saying, I need to figure this out. We need to figure out how to work through this.
But
And
we bring our authentic selves, right? But there is room for us because I have to meet my person where they are, right? I have to meet you where you are. I have to love you from your angle, from your dynamic and your levels of love language, however that works for you. So I'm coming as this amazing cacao tree, but I also have to adapt and adjust. That does not mean changing my soul.
exactly.
That means accommodating my loved one,
Yep.
compassionate, being present. Yeah,
Relational responsibility.
absolutely. Those
So,
relational responsibilities. Tamika says we put too much energy into our partners by any means necessary to make them happy, forget what really matters, ourselves. In order to be somewhat successful in relationship, we have to be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually aligned. Hey, Tamika. Hey,
hey,
Eric.
Tamika.
Too.
Hey, Eric.
Yo, what's up, Eric?
So good.
What's up? What's up, dog? What's up, dog?
Yeah.
See that was the man. What's up,
Super.
dog? You know what I'm
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Tamika says she learned that from her brother.
Oh. Oh.
I'm trying to teach. I've been trying to teach this girl my whole trying to teach her my whole life, and she no just
It's just I feel like it's just really important to look at this one. Look at this one.
Whoop.
Hey, I really think it's important to pay attention to and bring in and maintain that balance and that stability. People often, I ain't changing for nobody. This is me. This is my authentic self, or feeling that that adjustment is a negative change. But like healing is continual. It's like forever,
and
right?
it's collective.
And it's collective, and growth should be the same thing.
Yep.
We should not be where we are, right now, where we were 5 years ago, right? Not even 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So just being able to embrace that, securely, um, and doing it in depth for the proper purpose. Because if you do it for the proper purpose and with the proper purpose, it's not going to fail.
And it feels aligned. It like if we really pay attention when we make these shifts or these adjustments, right? You're not changing your essence. As a matter of fact, what a lot of these things is you're expanding into your essence. You're expanding into or expanding from it, expanding into what our capability actually really truly is and what our roles actually. I think our thing is we're extreme. We're extremists. Most humans, and so then we will trade. We're either going to trade authenticity for attachment, or we're going to trade attachment for authenticity. But the reality is, we need both because both of them are very much so our nature. Both of them are our nature. But if I go into a space and you don't receive me, the part of me that's deficient now is this part that needs attachment. And so then I run the risk of trading that authenticity to earn angel receiving me. We were never supposed to do any of this stuff to earn anything.
Mhm.
Grace is supposed to be sufficient.
Woo! Don't you
You
do
know,
it?
so
Don't you do
it's
it?
like so maybe we need to get more practice at grace.
Mm.
Unmerited favor, unearned connection, right?
Unwarranted. Yes, sir.
Unearned. So it's, but if I go into that space and you don't receive me, now there's a part of me that feels deficient. And so then, because that is very much so my nature, this is why you still see people start to go and people please, not because there's really something wrong with them. A lot of times it's because there's something wrong with the environment. The environment that was supposed to receive them didn't receive them and told them that in order for you to be okay here, you got to earn this spot, right? And so now you see that gravitating towards this. You ever notice if you put a plant in you put the plant in the window or in the sun, that it'll start leaning towards the light?
Lean
It'll
towards the
bend
light.
towards the light. And so there's a light and a love that comes when we're truly genuinely accepted. But if we don't have it and it's a little dark or shady, we're going to lean to that side. We're going to lean to it to get it. But the problem is, a lot of times in that lean, we may be abandoning the authentic self. But then if we're all the way over here and we're being authentically us, and now we're trading it, sometimes I'm just being me, and you have no social connection, no social responsibility, no social response ability, right? Ability to kind of be yourself in that space. Then now you're way over here on the individualistic side, and you're still suffering. And so we go from these extremes instead of finding that, listen, I need to know that just as much as I need to be myself, I also need to be connected to my community. But we do this measurement thing. We just have that. I think it's our brain sometimes trying to compartmentalize the sort of thing, but it's all equally important. And it's like when you talk about relational wisdom, there's God awareness, self. Well, let's start here. There's self awareness, self engagement, right? So how I deal with myself, self awareness, and how I deal with myself, how I align myself. Others awareness and others engagement, how I recognize others, how I see them, the worth that I see to them, and how I engage them. Do I engage with them in a way that reflects worth back to them? Or do I engage with them in a way that says, you ain't worth nothing to me? Right. And then there's God awareness and God engagement. So our higher powers. And for those that don't believe in God, you can use your values, our values awareness and values engagement. If any one of those three quadrants are messed up, you're going to feel deficient. But they're all those thirds make up who we are. But if we keep justifying, well, fine, I don't need nobody. Okay. Okay. You'll look up and find yourself with nobody.
You know how I think who I think this affects m- more. Th- This is my experience. Who it affects more than anybody are the early born Gen X and them daggone baby boomers.
Mm.
Because them
Mm.
shits do not bend. Early on Gen X, like, we're towards the middle to end of Gen X, but them early on that's got the remnants of them baby boomers,
Yeah,
baby boomers themselves,
yeah. It's like running up against a brick wall.
they still thought they walked to school in 6 feet of snow,
With bags on their feet.
with bags on their feet. I'm like, Jesus, Weezus. Love them to pieces, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, today. Maurice, you said your pastor preached on this yesterday. Say a little bit more. What was your experience? How did you feel?
Mhm.
What was his angle?
I think
Interest.
I think there's another part that we're missing to this, and that is the fact that a lot of people don't authentically know who they are in the first place.
You're right.
That
We think we
that's
are
that
personality.
awareness.
Right
That
there. Right.
awareness
No lie.
is missing from a lot of people. I just something just came up in my Facebook memories, and this quote says, "Despite how open, peaceful, and loving you attempt to be, people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves." I should have known. Should have known.
Yes, yes.
Should have known.
Can you please repeat yourself, Angel? Because
Despite how open, peaceful, and loving you attempt to be, people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves.
oh hell yeah.
So if
Well,
you're in a relationship with somebody who has been surface in the majority of their spaces, work, school, church, social, whatever, it's really difficult for them to reach down and pull something out that's meaningful, to share with you. They might feel like they're in an intimate relationship with you because you know their favorite color, you know what they like to eat, you know where they go, you know what makes them upset. But when are you going to get to the level where you're talking about past trauma or disappointment or failures in life? When are you going to get to the point where you actually address the abuse that may have happened, or the bullying in school, or the
people
neglect in your
people
household?
think,
When do you get to that point to talk about things that actually matter, how they've affected you, how they've changed you, um, and who you've become as a result of those things? Um,
Mm.
if you have been surface with in the majority of your spaces, you even start to get a distorted idea of what deep even is, because there's only so much I can give you if I'm not addressing it myself, if I haven't been to therapy, if I haven't done the work, if I have not taken that reflection time, if I'm not aware of my emotions, if I'm not self-regulating when I need to. I can't present to you a whole healthy aligned person because I don't even know what that looks like.
and don't even know or not even aware or even conscientious that that's something that I need to be focusing on.
Don't even know I'm deficient.
And
Don't
that,
know that I'm missing something. Don't know that
yeah.
I'm unaligned. I feel like I gave you this. That here. That wasn't enough.
Yeah.
What else do you want? They don't even know where to dig for that because they've covered it up, buried it so far down.
Don't
And
even
but
realize,
that's also. Oh, go ahead, Brysen. My bad.
no, no, no. I was just saying, don't even realize that it's a problem.
Right. But that's where the dynamic of what our relationships are supposed to be doing. Because even still, we grow. We don't grow in isolation. We actually grow in community if we have growth communities, right? So like if you actually have a space to say, if I'm actually mirroring back to, if say for instance Angel has a, let's say you have a lower image of yourself, right? You only know yourself to whatever degree. Our relationships should be drawing into the well through one, either through reflection, because I'm reflecting back to you a worth that's the Imago Dei. I'm reflecting back to you the image and likeness of God. And so then it starts to make you say, oh, this is what I'm, because we've been taking our cues from things that gave us an ill message. So then why don't we think we can take cues from things that's given us a positive message about who we are? We had one person when we were 7 that said that you weren't worth nothing. And so then you started living your life from that measure of being, right? The things that were wounded in relationship heal in relationship. And so it ends up being more of a synchronistic thing than, I believe, than a chronological thing, because we have the love yourself first.
Mhm.
Well, ain't nobody came on this planet learning how to love themselves first, not in the way that in terms of the action that we talk about. I do believe that everybody came in loving themselves, right? But as we go throughout life, you still had a caregiver, you had a protect, you had a God that was, it says we love because he first loved us, right? And so meaning that image is imprinted within us. And so if that image is imprinted within us, we need to constantly be seeing that image in order to know how to love, and how to love one another, and how to love each other, right? So, y'all know I come from that mindset that there's just love. There's not no real thing is called self-love, and there are words for it, right? It's just love. Love is a oneness that we're all either in or not, but we're supposed to reflect that back to each other, because that's also how we grow, how we heal, how when there's rupture, because I have love restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, right? All of these things are part of realigning us to who we are. The Ubuntu stuff, right? You get somebody that steals in the community, and then they put that sucker in the middle of that group, and they spend time not in punitive judgment, not
Mhm.
in punitive correction. They spend that time in restorative correction. Let me remind you who you are. We're not thieves. We don't steal, right? They're operating at a lower level because they forgot who they are or didn't know who they really are, and it was their community that reminded them or reflected back to them who they really are, to say, hey, there's more to you than this. There's something greater to you than this. When we mess up with each other, we keep stumping each other in the ground. We keep saying, you dirty, you sucker, you. And so then we push one another further down, instead of actually saying, oh my God, Angel don't even realize that she is. I just made the comment and I said, no, they're going to be competing. There is no competition, right? And not and when we start saying stuff like that to each other, not as just fluff, but as sweetie, you unique. Now this is different, right? That event is an actual event. That's a different. But
You're the
when we
one,
start, say that again.
you're the one, not the two.
Yeah, not right. Like, so when we start relating with each other in that way, something in us just says home. Oh, something in us says remember. Something in us says, I have a divine worth and a divine relational worth, because it's not just something I'm sensing of myself. I actually see that I'm important to Bryson, right? And so it calls us up, and we're good at calling each other out
Hmm.
instead of actually really truly calling each other up.
Hmm.
Step one: change has to be identified that it is needed and required. Change should be a transition work to where God is. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the alignment that we was
But
talking
it's that last part that scares me,
about. Hmm.
because I wonder if that's what we want.
I don't even think people think that far.
D-
I don't even think they think that far.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, right.
Alignment.
Bum, 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 bum. West.
That's what we're talking. Well, I really believe that is why our practices of grace have to be so intentional in those spaces. You're talking about the reflecting back, self-worth. So we can pull each other up and not just call each other out, but the grace is
Supposed to be
that's the
sufficient.
ingredient. That's the ingredient. So because you can't speak that life into me if you're offended, if I hurt your feelings, if you are, upset, pissed off, don't want to be bothered with me, cut me off. You can't speak grace into me. I can't grow. Grace
Mm,
brings the growth.
mm-hmm,
So if you're
mm-hmm,
sprinkling grace around, you should see more growth. And if you're not, then you probably need to sprinkle a little grace, because people, when they receive grace, even when they're guilty, they know they messed up. So this is not a situation where they didn't know, they weren't aware, they weren't walking in wisdom. No, they know they messed up. Even when they
mm-hmm.
know they're guilty, when you're speaking that grace into somebody's life, um, it starts to grow, and it
Yeah,
allows people to better um, be able to see themselves as they should, to see their worth, to see their value, to see what we talking. You just mentioned Ubuntu. To see, this is who I am. This is what I should have done. I didn't do that. This is what I should have done. But even though I didn't, somebody is still with me, present,
mm-hmm,
engaged,
mm-hmm.
loving, caring, supporting. That's what the grace does.
And we think
It
that doesn't
gives them
matter.
that. It gives them that area to grow in.
Yeah. We think that doesn't matter though. Like, but it does. It's like these,
It
they may not
means
have changed
everything.
behavior right away, but it's like, but does that even give us the opportunity? Does that give us the right? Okay, say for, because somebody doesn't change right away, does that give us the right to now stop reflecting the image of God in us?
No.
With that said grace that you said, and then somebody else will say, well, if you keep giving people grace, they're just gonna keep doing whatever. Well, I'm talking about real grace, because even the
I'm
idea
giving
of
people grace.
grace,
You can't possibly keep doing it, whatever.
yeah, and it's like, and even understanding what grace is. Grace is not, we have been given so much, like we think grace is just, oh, just forgive everything, whatever. It is, but grace also teaches you to say no to that which is not in alignment, right? It's like, but we all know as we're learning certain things, and I start to see, man, this person has stuck with me through thick and through thin. Now, right, there is that reality with, yep, like you said, Angel, I love how you just said that too. It's like it gives them the space now to even be able to grow. They see this, they doing what they doing, but they see this little spot over here where it's like, man,
And it's a safe
this,
space.
yeah, yep. And so if, when that space starts to appeal to not just their head and their behavior, it starts to appeal to their heart, then they can now say, maybe I should look over it in this way, look in this direction. There are things that I've realized, just even in my spiritual walk, that I didn't want to do when I started really truly seeing. When I really see who I am, right? Bryson, when I really understand my worth, it's some stuff that I may have a, I guess you could say, a head flesh like desire to do, but I don't have a heart's desire. It's almost like, ooh, I feel the urgency for that, but that ain't really what I want. That's not really the reflection of my true essence, of my true worth. And so I don't want to do that. So yeah, I need to tab into grace, right? In case I did mess up, but also tap into grace to teach me how to say no, because I want to live from that core and from that center. But I feel like I can't do that just with me, and not, I can't say that that's a value of mine and not actually put that towards you too, and give you that same room and that same space too, right? But again,
And
we're going to
sometimes,
have a bunch of justifications as to, well, I just can't deal with, I'm not okay. You can, that's everybody's prerogative, but it's also why we're in the position that we're in as a society of people.
it's not just saying no, but it's shutting up.
Yeah.
Because there's some stuff I want to say daily. I
Shut your
want to
mouth.
say some stuff. Ooh, it's some stuff I want to say.
Like what?
But
No, just
but my heart knows that's not the best. That's not the best thing to say. That would not be the best move. That would not be the reflection of my character that I want out there. That would not be beneficial to this relationship or this conversation or this moment. That would probably make things 10 times worse.
yeah.
Even though I
Be,
would feel real
and
good and real justified and validated and right, because I'm right all the time. I would love to say these things, but this is not helpful right now. So
there's some
sometimes
things that are
grace
not a
is
reflection of
for
our
you to
worth.
shut up.
For you to
Grace
Humility.
shut up,
is to shut
because
up,
it's not a
grace.
reflection of our worth. It's a reflection
No.
of our wound.
I,
And
ooh, ooh, say that. Say it again.
some statements and some things, some interactions are not a reflection of our worth. It's a reflection of our wound. And then when we start responding and acting, when we start responding and acting out of the wound, we can only get. We know physics and all this other. We're only going to get more of that, right? We're going to get the same thing. So then we're perpetuating through lack of wisdom, we're perpetuating the very thing that just made us cry, or the very thing that just hurt our feelings, or the very thing that we're wounded by. So it's a tough road to walk, I think. And again, none of this is for brownie points. This ain't to be a good. I can't stand when people say trying to be a good Christian or good Buddhist or whatever that. It's not about brownie points. It's ultimately about looking at what the hell is your essence, or what the heaven is your essence, and live that out. The authenticity is not in just the personality that I present. That's the mask. The personality, not bad or good or bad necessarily, right? Personality means persona, which comes from the word, where we get the word mask from, whatever. But the essence of my being is that part of us that's oneness, that is actually obsessed with oneness, right? So it's not really truly seeking to divide us. It would ultimately be seeking to connect us. And so those, like you said, some of those things that I could say, such and such, but is that going to connect us, or is that going to divide us? The intention of it, right? Because
And
you can still say it from the greatest intention and people still get offended, and they, but you came from the energy of love and connection, even
well,
though they received it a different way.
I was in a situation a couple of weeks ago, and this wasn't even a reflection of my character moment. This was a reflection of my culture moment. Because I
Mm,
had to take I had to go see my some new investment people, and I had to turn over some funds from my previous job, and put them in a different account. And I had set everything up online. I had done everything I needed to check on the phone. I was just taking them to check. Um, Walked into, and I don't even want to say the name of the place because might not be a reflection of all of those locations. But I walked into the investment place, and it was like, how can I help you? Dry as ever, and I'm expecting a, good morning, welcome to whatever, and I stated my business, I'm turning over whatever, rolling over my IRA, I was bringing in the check, my account's already set up. Can I see the check? Um, who are you? Your name, and your name is, I have to do that. And they was dry with their
hi,
name, and I had to stick my own hand out. My name is Angel Simmons. How you doing?
hi,
It's
how
like, are
you
you
doing?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hand you my check, and then you ain't even said your name. No, first of all, no, we're not gonna do that. Second, it's too early in the morning, you know, and it was just a chain of events that I didn't like my experience. My experience on the phone was amazing, and I knew she was somebody that looked like me because we know we can hear it, but this was not somebody that looked like me, and I was treated very differently. And they disappeared with the check, and came back to. I was like, you like a walk into the office. I don't get to sit. Let me sit in the lobby. I'm in the lobby. This transaction
Mm,
happened in the lobby,
mm.
and I'm sitting there like I could really say some things right now. I could have not handed you my check. I could have gone to another location. It's like if I act, and it's not even acting a fool because it would have been justified in how I was treated. If I do anything outside of what I'm doing right now, I'm going to be an angry Black woman. It's going to be a reflection on my culture. It's going to be, this is why we don't want them coming in here. It was so many things that were playing in my head. I sat down and I crossed my leg
Mm.
and my chucks. I sat down and I crossed my leg, and I waited for my to come back with my receipt. And I'm thinking, this is the most money I've ever had in my name that I'm handing over to you.
Mm.
And you are treating me
And you
like
treating me
I'm
this way?
giving you a two for
Mm.
one Denny's coupon. No, no, hate to Denny's. I love Denny's. But you treated me like I'm giving you a BOGO. This the
Oh,
this the free
oh.
custard that I did on the receipt, you know. Do your receipt
Yeah.
and you get it free. This is how you treated me. Like I'm not a valued customer. And that whole moment for me, the only thing I can think about is if I do anything other than sit down and cross my leg, uh, this is gonna make it more difficult for the next black woman that walks in here with her.
Mm,
And
mm,
I have an afro out that day. I just felt like it was gonna be more problematic for the next person that looked like me if I said what I could have said on that day.
mm.
And it would have been justified, whatever I had to say based on how I was treated. So my tongue.
You did good.
The grace was there that day. It ain't there every day. It was there that day. It was
Hmm.
there that day. But it wasn't just about me that day. I was thinking about how many other people it would affect
Yeah.
if I wowed out up in here.
Yeah. Now, did you get an opportunity to push those emotions out though too? Still,
What was crazy
because
was
even that.
I left there and went to my back, and it was like, "Good morning, how you doing? Welcome." And I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" You know, I just walked out of somewhere and walked into here, and it was like, "Good morning, how can we help you?" And it's like, and it's always that way when I walk into
Mm,
my bank. So, and I said that at the counter, and I'm like, you wouldn't believe the experience I just had down the street at such and such and such. I tricked, I was snitching, but still, it's those moments. It's like, what do I want to say right now, and who is it going to affect, and
Mhm.
how am I going to look? And that was a day where it was, how is this going to look for everybody that looks like me?
You're being a forward thinker, though, and we thank you.
and we thank you,
We thank you.
God. I thank you,
Oh, thank you.
and we thank you, and we thank you.
But yeah, it's a struggle. Maurice said everybody, people in public service
Oh,
places,
I
they
agree.
get training from Chick-fil-A. My pleasure.
I agree.
My pleasure.
I agree. Agree. Agree.
My pleasure. But you know what?
Chick-fil-A make you
Culver's
feel
is
on top of the
bring me
world.
pleasure too.
Yeah, yeah, Culver's too. Shout out to Culver's and Chick-fil-A. Let me put that on my list.
I
Can
say
you,
that after my groups. If y'all did not enjoy this session, please call Chick-fil-A. It will be their pleasure to take your complaint.
can you throw up Tamika's response?
You'll miss
Yeah.
the holy. Oh, it's Ruth. Hello, Rudy. I'm looking. I have to
Rude
go.
dog. That's rude dog.
I need to
Some
go
rude dog.
back up.
Tamika brought us back. She's centering us. She said, take into consideration your personal growth, your partner's personal growth, and use it as ammunition for your personal growth. Sometimes
Mm,
you have to coach your partner to your level and show them how good it feels to be on the path of your own growth, maturity, and spiritual change. Tamika,
mm. That's a
now,
lot of teaching. It's a lot of
now
teaching.
that's some oof,
That requires a level of grace
grace.
that you need to get to. You need
Yes,
to get to that.
And a level of understanding what relationships are for. Like, because I think we forget, like, we have accessorized relationships. You know what I mean? Like, it's just an accessory or something that we wear because it looks good or this person does whatever.
It's
But part
optional.
of a huge part of our relationships, partner or otherwise,
hmm
the huge part of our relationships is actually, I usually don't use the word growth, but it's alignment, but it's growth. It's this is how we psychologists have been saying this for years though. Like I have a book, How We Grow, Dr. Henry Cloud and John Townsend, I think, years ago. Pretty thick book. But it's like it all boils down to we grow in relationship with each other. But again, what are the fundamentals that we're needing to recognize this relationship that's getting on my nerves right now? This might not be just because this person is toxic. It might be because it's something that's being reflected back to me, right? Or there's something that I'm recognizing that needs to be. I've heard somebody say too, even when you talk about partnership, baby, if you think your childhood wounds ain't gonna come up when you get into a significant othership, or when you get, but again, we reference it to just a significant other because those are the closest, most intimate, like even in terms of sharing household beds and all this stuff. But it's any relationship that we get in, all your stuff is going to come up.
Mhm.
But again, we think when it comes up or we're triggered by something that
Activate.
means that this is the wrong place, this is the wrong person, this is the wrong whatever. It's that we're incompatible. No, this stuff comes up for you to be healed. right? Especially when we really truly take a look at it. Now, if I can do my checks and balances and say I showed up in grace, I showed up in kindness, I showed up in this, I showed up in whatever, I did not show up in let's say my mask actually did reflect my authentic core, right? Because that's what true authentic power is when our personality is literally serving the seat of our soul, right? Because a lot of times we have a personality that's not serving our soul. That ain't our heart. That's just what we had to put on to deal with a harsh world, or what we feel like. So it's a defense mechanism to some degree. But when our personality actually matches that inner core, you're standing in your authentic power. And so when I can say I did all of that, then I can say, oh, this is toxic. And either they need to grow or we need to cut this off, right? But a lot of times these things show up for us, our attachment styles, all of these different things, they show up and we go to running, right? Instead of actually going to healing. Let me see if there's something in here that I can heal. This person just said something that rubs me the wrong way. Does that indicate that I need to run? Or does that indicate that I need to do something in here? I need to look and see what's happening in me and to see if there's need to be a shift that happens. But we'll justify everything. We'll justify with that, even too, Bryson. Oh, well, it triggered me. This is unsafe. And I'm not speaking against safety. We do need safety.
Instead of
But the
asking,
majority
were
of the
they
work
right?
for safety, when you talk about self-regulation, the majority of the work for safety is yours.
Mm-hmm.
You make yourself safe, and we offer security in that and against those outside of us or whatever. But it's like I have to do my internal work to calm my nervous system. Not saying we don't co-regulate. We do, right? It's like we do all co-regulate too, or whatever. So it's like, but it's really looking at these things. That's why I was like, our men's space, when we do the men's check-in, we don't call that safe space no more. It's called brave space. It's a brave space, right? Because we're having to not just wait for safety, and it has been safe, don't get me wrong, but it's really taking that initiative to say, I'm going to be brave here, I'm going to be bold here, this triggered me, this is coming up for me in my life right now, and I'm going to be bold enough to face it. I'm going to be bold enough, brave enough to really deal with. I'm gonna have the courage. The word courage, root word core, COR, means speak the mind of the heart, not the mind of the mind of the head, mind of the nervous system, to actually speak the mind of the heart. This is what's the truth for me. This is where I'm at with this. And I'm gonna be brave enough to present that, right? So that I can actually hopefully make a connection with Bryson where she hears my heart, not just hear the details of my story. That's gossip. But actually hear the impact that something had on my heart. That's connection. That's gospel. That's grace, right? That's where gratitude lives. That's where growth lives. Yeah.
Hit a button. I can't do it. Hit a button.
Which one you want? Which one you want?
Hit a button.
I mean, what we got?
Oh my goodness.
Why? Why did they give us toys?
Oh. Dang, that one is
How long
long.
is it?
Does it not stop?
Well, thank
That
you.
one was intense.
They need a short laugh. Guys.
So much. Thank you.
Goodness.
Oh.
Growing together, if it's year 5, 10, 20, and you're the same person as you were when I met you, that's a problem. We are stagnant and going through the motions. Let's grow, align together. He says, instead of saying he got me mad, we need to say, why am I triggered? Then the subject of the sentence is often more correct.
Yeah. We sometimes I wonder though, Rudy, I wonder the same. Do we want to ask those wise questions?
I think the first question is, was it true?
Yeah, because everything you receive ain't necessarily the way it really went down.
Was it
Either.
true?
So
But
You know,
the hard part is when it was.
Mm.
mm, mm-hmm.
Somebody tell you something about yourself and they are absolutely right. You just were uncomfortable hearing it
You're
Yep.
uncomfortable hearing it. Yeah.
because you ain't done the work in that particular area. And even with Eminem's statement, wait, what is it? You're 5, 10, or 20, and you're still the same person. Still the same person is a little different than still having the same problem. Because there are
Mm,
situations where you're still having the same problem 5 and 10 and 20
mm,
years later because I'm a different person.
mm.
You're a different person. Still having the same problem because there's a problem. There's a problem that hasn't been addressed. You know, it's like you can align all you want to. What is this problem? And
Yeah.
if you can't come to a compromise, answer, conclusion, solution, what do you do then?
Yeah.
You having the same problem 20 years later? Because we're different people. I think folks need to understand we're different people. We think have different perspectives. We think differently. We want different things. Um, everybody is not aligned in the same areas.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? It's the same problem because I don't want that, you want that, or you want that, and I don't want that. What? What do you do?
Mm. I like what Rudy said when it's if we want to heal and be better, we have to ask it. And because I agree. It's like we have to go to the heart of these things. And if we're still having this haughty attitude,
The root.
then we are going to just we're choosing to stay in the cycle instead of choosing to grow from it or to grow together, like Merrick was saying, or to what we're choosing to kind of stay in. It's like some of this stuff is now. I'm of the thought too. If I present something to you, present that truth in love, right? Because then you're not even going to be. If I say this to you and you automatically get on the defense
I can't receive.
from me, you're not. It's not going to be received. You can't hear it. I've chopped. If I come wrong and I done chopped your ear off. Now there's still going to be some. If I say something and you like, ooh, I ain't ready to deal with that. But if I came with kindness, I'm also giving you the permission to say you're safe with me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I came to you in a way that actually really truly sees you and understands this. Same thing for me. It's like I want to be the person where if I'm sitting before you and I say, this whatever's going on, or you call me out on something, I want to be able to own that. Like, yeah, I do struggle with this, or I struggle with that. It's like, but I think I had posted one time too, Bryson, a few weeks ago. I was like, are we patient enough with each other to heal? Are
Mm.
we patient enough to heal together? That's why I think there's this part of me that's really looking for my tribe. The loneliness is not coming from that there's not people around.
Mm.
It's coming from wondering, what are we doing? Are we all willing to be on this thing of let's reflect what real love looks like in our relationships. Let's reflect what real worth mirroring looks like. Let's reflect what real intimacy actually really looks like. Um, because what I've noticed even about myself, that's where I feel as though, although that feels challenging to go into, because I'm not a mushy person in that kind of, I'm very sentimental, but I'm not very affectionate mushy, right?
Mm.
But overall, what I've also realized is when I feel safe that's when I feel like, oh man, the sky is the limit. We can have all, even in a significant other relationship. If I know, and again, people can change their minds and things like that. But when I know we're good, like we're good, we're secure. We baby, we can swing from chandeliers if you want to. Like it can be the fun. We can have as much fun as you want to when we know that there's a measure of safety and security there, and there's understanding and a clarity that's really truly there. We can explore our wild side. We can explore
Mm.
but when you don't feel that, hey, this relationship ain't even solid yet. This ain't solid ground for exploration. you know, then we start messing up. I think. I think at least according to my, let me say this, according to
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
attachment way,
Talking good.
attachment style, and what I kind of sense and need. But it's like I just want to see us do this. We were talking one time at one of the retreats, I think, and Merrick said we were talking. He's like, okay, we see all this, we know all this, we hear all this, and what but what do we do about it? And it's like that's where I'm trying to live right now.
Yeah.
Is the what do we do about it? Do we even want it? Rudy saying, we got to ask those questions, and I'm like, do we even want it? Have we lost the hope for that? Are we so individualistic that everything is like every man for themselves now, and we don't want the collective things that are part of our nature and being our higher self or better versions, or whatever word you want to use for that? I think it's really just being yourself, being your authentic self or whatever, and not in a performative way, but just in a way that says this is because I've been grieving the whole just for a while, but I really felt it this week. I'm like, man, I feel like most of what I'm looking at in terms of people's personalities and behaviors is not the true imago Dei. It's defenses, living with a lack of sense of worth, and maybe even if it's not just a lack of sense of worth to yourself, relational worth. We don't feel like we're worth nothing to people. This is why you're hearing everybody say, this is why I think we're really hearing everybody say, I just got to love myself. I just don't love myself, because we don't really think that Brysen will love me like that. Mm-hmm. It's not because, if you don't love yourself first, nobody else can love. No, what the real deal, look at the energy, y'all. I wish we could see in energy instead of seeing in what we surface as the personality to whatever. A lot of this is not, I need to love myself first. A lot of this is, I don't believe nobody else will love me this way. So now I have to defer to a total self-reliance on loving myself, or just defer to God loving me. Well, God loves me, but it's 8 billion people on this planet. And so somewhere we need to know that there's somebody over there across the thing that actually really loves me, even if I messed up. If they're not, then we're going to have behaviors that come out, or personalities that come out, that we present, that we're all walking our head lying. It's a lie. You're lying. I don't care what nobody think. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
I'm a mean old lie.
We got a lot of comments.
Thank you.
Nelson. What's up, Sir Isaac?
This is good as always. I was just talking to someone about the integrity, maturity that it takes to hold yourself accountable in our relationship and behaviors of our relationship. Many of us do not want to do the work it takes to hold ourselves responsible and accountable to our healing and truth. Tell the truth, brother. No lie. Who else? Merrick said you got the mind of an elephant. I was gonna say you got something else of an elephant, but keep going, Angel. Next one, Rudy.
It's too much. He's talking about people staying stuck. We talk about people having the same problems 10 and 20 years later. Really say, slow down. I can't write this down fast enough. Maureen said, yeah, where we at? Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
LeAnzar and I had a convo this morning about something that if you asked me a few years ago, my response would have been the exact opposite. Growth. The growth has taken place. That's some growth for you. That's the elephant.
Oh, that was I remember that.
Rudy.
Right here, Rudy. Culture taught us to visualize and to need others as weakness.
Yes.
Come on, Rudy.
Dependence or interdependence is a weakness.
That this right here is extremely. When we are we not catching that you're being bamboozled? Do y'all feel that is not our design? Our design is actually interdependence, right? It's like, but we have a very individualism. Not that you aren't an individual, or that you don't have individuation and autonomy and your sense of self and, all of these particular things. But we take that in this way as if it's all about you. And it's like, it's not all about you. The real reason for understanding your autonomy and your individuation is because you're a part of something bigger than you. And so you need to understand what your contribution is to the whole as you. It's not a matter of being something different for, like the way we say it. I ain't being. No, it's so that you understand what your contribution to the world is supposed to be. That's the only real reason that you need to understand individuation. right? It's so that I can see, how do I care for myself, take care of myself. In other words, nurture myself to be myself, so that when I'm presenting this this cocoa, this chocolate, come on, Bryson, when I'm presenting this mocha,
Nobody ever talks
because
about
she's
caramel.
responsible for all of that, because she's a cacao tree,
Nobody ever talks about caramel.
cocoa, you know. She's not an apple tree. That's your job, Angel, to make apple juice and applesauce and apple pies and what, you know. And so it's like, when you understand your individual uniqueness, you see how you can actually create a garden that when people come in your garden, they got something to eat that you can provide. Not you trying to feed them everything. We are enough of what we are, but you ain't everything.
Yeah.
And
We're
can't be.
not.
And
You
shouldn't
can't
be.
be and shouldn't even want to be. It's like
Because who got time?
right. And so, but when we take this individual thing, it becomes about us. Your worth, understanding your worth is not what comes to you. Understanding your worth is about what comes from you. And we have taught it in a way where I ain't gonna allow nobody to such and such. And I get it. Yes, don't allow it by not putting yourself in a
Did he
position
just do
to
the
actually
movie?
have to sit here and accept somebody's, subject yourself to things that is not in alignment to worth. But it's not so much about you, what's coming to you. It's about what you're stewarding as your essence.
Mm-hmm.
If we're still on this other page about what's coming to me, you still don't know your worth. That's you're now participating in a capitalistic society and have turned it into a transaction.
That's the difference between getting the blessing or being the blessing. What are you here for?
I can't figure out how to fold my arms right.
Because you got to
I
hold it.
believe we're here to be the blessing. So how do you be the blessing if you don't know who you are? Going back to the beginning of knowing your authentic self, and that is what you are offering to your collective, your community, your tribe. If you don't know who you are, you don't know what your gift is.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yes, Tamika. How many people know their worth without validation? That's why we need this grace. So I can mirror it to you. So I can show you who I see you as through the eyes of God. I'm showing you this. The more I show you, oh, oh the more I show you, the more you'll believe it, the more validated you feel, the more you can present your gift.
Oh, oh God.
Right?
Don't forget the applesauce, Mary.
Where we at?
It's the little things, y'all.
It is the little thing.
It's the little things.
He gonna be in the store buying applesauce and gonna be like, I'm worth the mots.
I'm not
I
getting
got
the
the knots.
generic.
I'm gonna get an organic version.
Too much.
This is blessing.
Oh,
Mary, when you get your applesauce, make sure you take a picture and tag us, okay?
Please.
right,
You gotta
exactly,
say nothing. We'll know. Moist mouth
We'll
money.
know.
You
We'll
ain't
know.
got applesauce.
Many
We
of us
understand.
deflect, project, and defend our neurons. Yes,
Ooh,
friend.
that's because we don't
Myself
want to deal with
included.
what's behind it.
Yes.
We don't want to deal with what's behind it. All the stuff that we've been burying down and pushing down that we should be dealing with and revealing and uncovering in therapy in regards to our trauma, our background, our childhood, our failures. We're not going to talk about that.
Mm.
Deflect, project, defend. Because otherwise, we have to deal with it. And anybody got time for that?
And now, in fairness, sorry, in fairness, I do understand pricing. I've been doing this work for a minute now. I've also come to the understanding that we don't know how to do the work. A lot of times we don't know how. We've heard for years, you heard for years in these churches, renew your mind, be transformed by the renewing your mind, but they never told you how.
By the word.
They just said by the word, keep reading your Bible, just keep reading.
And,
just
and what am I reading exactly?
Keep reading all these Bible, not get the spirit of what the message is. Just keep whatever. So I do really truly believe that to some degree we don't even know how to do it. Because there's things like, man, I've been this way for so long. And so then a lot of people doing the work is them suppressing something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so then they also start to fall into a loathing and a depression and whatever, because they're hating themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like instead of actually embracing, no, this has been a pattern that you've picked up, and we need to rewire. We have to rewire how you're actually moving through this thing, how you're navigating through this thing. Because yeah, you're some of this stuff, y'all, we didn't realize till you became 40 something else.
Listen,
And so
you said
you got 40 years of training.
hating and hiding.
Ooh, hating and hiding. Because we instead of going into mine eyes have seen the glory, like Martin Luther King said, we go into a shame, and we go into a, and so then now all of our healing is not going to happen, especially if you don't have some people around you that said, somebody said, I didn't see it, and I know this is kind of off topic, but not really. They said that they saw something where Lil Nas was, doing a thing, and he said his real friends, before he became a celebrity, his real friends wouldn't have even let him go out like that.
And
And
what
so
is?
we need people around us that says, I know your heart, and I'm not trying to harden your heart. I'm trying to support your heart.
And that ain't you.
I'm trying to support yes. It's like, so this is where we actually really truly need each other to see one another for real, so that I can say, Bryson, come on now, girl. I know, yeah, we can hobnob or we can kiki for a minute about something, or even about somebody. You had a breakup and you had a whatever. But essentially, I know your heart, and what you're trying to do is only going to harden your heart. And because we don't want to lose you, you can't do that. We're going to have to figure something else out.
And listen,
How do we hold the experience and not lose who you are?
He ain't just talking. I got to say that. He ain't just talking. Because
I
I done had some stuff that I done had to call LeAnzar for. And he listened and said, okay, so how's your heart? How's your heart? How's your heart? How are we gonna filter this? Okay.
How are we gonna keep that heart?
Because we can't lose the essence of angel. So I want to make sure. Shut up. Listen to the story. Now, I heard all that, but how you doing though?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What does this mean?
I can't say, how can I say namaste? The divine in me honors and recognizes the divine in you, but I'm gonna let you go and do some stuff that's gonna totally dishonor that.
Nowhere.
Come on, man. Do we love each other for real or not?
He ain't just talking. All in your business. Like, I called to tell you one thing. Well, we gonna talk about this though. We're gonna talk about this. I heard the situation. Now, how is this working?
I mean,
how's
when
your
I say I am love for you.
Are you sleeping? Too much. I saw that. I thought this was related. Rudy, I'm so glad you was here today.
I am too.
Rude Dog is the dog. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know about Rude Dog right here.
No, but I love Rudy. Effective today. I love Rudy. I am
What'd he
you
say?
for me, and the divine is in us. It's always been about the us and not the I or the me. I'm so glad you logged in here. I'm glad you logged in too, Rudy. And thank you guys for chiming in. People, I like caramel too, Sir Isaac.
Because y'all was talking about chocolate.
Make sure you share this. Share this, everybody. If this, you've chimed in, you shared directly with us, and your energy was definitely felt and appreciated to the max. But share this page.
Yes, we needed this.
We got to pay it forward.
Sir Isaac said that's true. We don't know how. We were looking for. How do you do that? How do you align yourself? How do we find our ways out of those same toxic patterns? That's what that was.
Neurocycle. And we have to be able to, because I talked about it briefly one time before. It's like our brain, thank God for neuroplasticity, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise we would be our drama, we would be our trauma, we would be everything that ever happened to us.
But we can change them.
We don't have to keep living these. I'm not saying it's easy, but they say neuroscience actually says that it takes 63 days to rewire a thought. 63 consecutive days to rewire a thought. All right, so I'm not saying it's an easy thing, but we do have steps for this stuff. And if we actually really put in, but also one of the things that I think sometimes is missing is like, it's not just a personal work. I don't know how I can how I can really push that. Like there is a role for why would even if you went to scripture for a second where it says confess your faults to one another that you may be healed. Why is that there?
Why they gotta
Because
be
we each other, I really don't believe, and it's not even about religion to me. It's like there's some wisdoms that we can extract from this stuff. I don't believe that one another is a plan B.
Mm,
One another is not a plan B. I think it's the creator's plan A for our thriving. It's the plan A for our thriving. It's how we thrive. It's a prescription for thriving. When you say stuff like grace, when you said like the grace, the compassion, all of these quote unquote virtues,
mhm,
we look at them so like these brownie point type things. No, folks, these things when we really understand the spirit of it, they're prescriptions for how to keep us well
mm, mm, mm.
He
and how to
gave me all my medicine in
in
my
the
room.
room. Doom, doom,
That's all
doom,
my
doom, doom. Ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, boom, doo, 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 doo. Come on. Oh, sorry. In the room.
yes.
Just waiting on my part.
Oh
How.
God.
Marie said
Okay.
they tell you the what, but not the how. I'm wondering if part of the reason they never said that part is because they themselves
They don't,
didn't know.
Elder.
They were
Elder,
just doing what was taught to them. You already know that's true.
Elder,
That's
they
the
don't.
thing.
They
Tamika
don't,
left us.
Elder.
She
And
had to
then
do
when I
her
came
homework.
into the churches and tried to tell them, they kicked me out. So, Elder,
Rudy said he asked me, "How's your heart?" And I get mad and cry. Were you there, Rudy? Were you with us in the room? Were you there?
no, me and Rudy didn't have some.
No.
Me and Rudy.
Talk
Rudy is
about
our good
me.
brother. He's my good brother, one of the
Right.
good folks I
Oh,
met here in
me
Vegas.
too. He's talking about
He
you.
was with, yeah.
He love you back. Love you
Oh,
back.
Rudy.
Love you back.
Yeah. But no,
Man,
that's the reality, y'all. I really because if we don't do that, honestly, if we don't do that, I think we're doing each other a disservice in terms of reflecting who we really see each other as. The worth aspects of our we all need a little restoration in our worth right now. Not saying now listen, we don't give each other worth, right? Our worth is inherent. Ain't nothing you can do to mess it up, ain't nothing you can do to gain anything about it. We can
Mhm,
only increase our sense of it,
mhm,
right? And so but when we lose our sense of it and when we deal with each other in a sense that it's not there and not an honoring way, we get this mess that we're looking at in the world today. We get this chaos that we're looking at. We start getting trivial about relationships. What the hell are we doing? Like this is crazy to me. Like it's really crazy. It's really crazy to me. You can have cussed somebody out. Well, that's their feelings. I don't care. Like that. No, hold yourself accountable. Cut that out.
Gather yourself.
Cut this out. Gather yourself. You got no self control.
Gather.
gather.
I'm talking to me.
No, that's right. Rudy, we are smitten with you too. Rudy said he got to go get his applesauce though.
Merrick,
Rudy gotta get
that's
applesauce too.
hard.
I thought it
That's
was
hard.
Merrick getting applesauce.
You got
Rudy got to
Rudy,
get
both of
some
them.
too. He's putting it on his grocery
Both of
list.
them. You need
I'm
applesauce.
about to put some on mine too.
But that's
I had a
hard. You said
student.
you
Hold
got
on,
one.
y'all. I
He had
had a
one
student.
friend that wouldn't let him, and the other friend was ready to roll. How you decide which friend
Ooh,
you
it
you
depends.
gonna
Take
listen?
both. Take both of them.
How, how you gonna decide which friend?
In case one fails, you
One
got the
is
other one to
supposed
pick
to
up.
gather you.
I,
Gather.
I had one student, y'all. I just got to say this. He used to say,
One
I don't
another
want no
is not
applesauce.
a
I don't
plan.
want no applesauce.
One another is not a plan B.
I don't want no applesauce. I can't. I don't like applesauce either. So, American Rudy, y'all, applesauce is safe if I came to visit.
Merrick, you ain't lying. I mean, you ain't lying.
Some folks
See,
need a good cussing.
The
Yes, they
whole
probably
that's the
do.
one you need
They
to say.
do. They
That's the
do.
one you need
I
to
right.
wish y'all. I want y'all to look. If y'all could see my dark side. Listen, I'm aware that I can be
say.
mean
Your
and
ugly
evil.
side.
Which one was it? Was it left or the right?
Man,
I can't actually be mean or even my the things that I look at that my mom and everybody used to talk about it growing up, just my temper and just going from the zero to I'm still aware of that ability, right? Thank God that I've chosen that I've chosen something
listen.
that I've chosen something different because I've
Mm,
said to somebody before, it's like you ain't looking, you're not looking at weakness. Even if we want to talk about like an external type of power, um, I feel like I
oop,
could. I
dark
feel like I could.
zone.
Darth Czar.
You don't have a dark side. Oh,
The
baby.
dark
Yes,
side.
I do.
But listen,
Yes, I
let me
do.
tell you, I haven't seen your temper, but I have seen your indifference. And indifference
Oh,
on the
it's
other
worse.
end
It's
of
worse than my
love,
temper.
now that's dark. That's
Hmm.
dark.
I don't think any of y'all have seen a temper from me.
No, Bryson, I've never seen
Thank
it.
God.
But listen, but let me tell you what I don't. What I know, Bryce. Let me tell you what I know. I know from what you display that I don't want to see the other side.
See what I say. Thank
That's what
God.
people don't be paying attention
Because when
to.
you got all this love and compassion and grace, what's on the other side of that?
Baby, everybody got a shadow. And it's like and it's usually a lot of times the integration that happens that said is why people say let me walk in wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be no fool out here in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling, I'm serious. Like, have you ever heard anybody say some of the worst people to fight is somebody that's scared of you? Y'all ain't ever heard that?
Yeah.
I have
I
not.
learned that when I was a kid. Don't you
Worst
fight
people
nobody
to
that's scared of
fight
you.
is
They
somebody
will
that's
tear
scared
you
of
to
you
pieces.
Because they fighting for their life.
for their
Yes,
life.
and there is no rules.
For
Mm-hmm.
your
Yes, and
life.
and I was actually that way because I was a very frightened. I'm still a afraid adult. Like in overall conceptually, when I look at us, it's just like, man, I sense fear a lot. But I also saw my temper as a kid. A lot of those things just even come up as a kid. It was because I was scared as hell,
Mm,
and it was like either you're going to fight and show, and then it increased. I didn't say this to a lot of people, but even when my brother died, my brother was my protector, right? So I would show up for the fight probably before him, but I also knew if I was getting ready to lose, he was somewhere nearby, right?
mm,
But then when he died, that was a whole nother shift for me too, because like, oh man, I lost. I can hold my own, but I've lost my protector too,
Mm-hmm.
But also some other things happened that my mother even said to me when I passed that was both a slap in my face, but also a wake up call about my temper. My mother said, I never thought a mother should never have to bury a child. And I never thought I would bury any of my kids. But if I would have had to think it would have been anybody, I would have thought it would have had to been you. And it was because of my temper.
wow.
And so it was both a well dang, why you got to say why you gotta say that? But it also was, I know exactly why you're saying that.
Mm,
And so that was some of my shift. That was some of when I was like, I have to get this together because she's not wrong.
mm,
She's right. And I didn't believe in a fair fight. I didn't believe in nothing called no fair fight. If we're fighting, that means that we don't like each other, right? And so what's the
fair.
point of being fair? And so it would be 0 to 100. My brother used to tell people, don't play
And
with
that
him like
makes
that. He's
sense.
not gonna, but it was coming from fear because my experience of human my very first experiences in therapy was because I was afraid of humans. I told the therapist it was monsters that I would see in my dreams, but the monsters was humans.
Yeah.
But I didn't I was smart enough not to tell her that because she's going, you scared of people.
Mm,
I wasn't gonna do that. I drew my favorite monster, Jabba the Hutt. But it's like I've always been a frightened boy and I've grown up to be a frightened man. I'm just trying to choose from the loving reality, but not ignoring the fright. So it's like that's why I was asking you, Angel, even after that experience, did you get an opportunity to still breathe out the energy of that emotion, of that anger, of even being in that kind of situation and being in that kind of whatever to say, I still got to get this out of me.
what
Right.
happened
I
with
held my
getting the
peace,
opposite experience?
the opposite experience healed
Getting
it.
the opposite experience was healing in that
So they didn't stay
particular
a
moment.
wound. Hmm.
But I did get a chance to talk. I did get a chance to talk it out. And I shared it, with somebody who was safe, so we were able to do a little dialogue with that. But sharing it with somebody else, and it was like, you want me to go fight them? It's like, that's why I didn't tell you, because this is
I
not
need
that
you to go fight.
situation.
Yeah.
But to your point about the fear, we've talked before about how when you are living in survival mode, that is when we are our most dangerous selves. When we're living in
All
survival,
of us.
fear
Yep.
fear is the same thing. If you are living in fear, um, that is when you are most dangerous to other people. If you are not gathering yourself, that is when you are most dangerous, because anything goes.
Yep.
Anything goes. As long as I don't feel like this, as long as I can get past this, as long as I don't feel threatened. If I feel threatened, if I feel threatened, if you are a trigger,
Yeah. Yeah.
an activator for me, you're activating me to go into attack, right?
Yeah. This body and this brain is wired for survival. It's not wired for morals.
Ooh, ooh.
It's wired for. It's not wired for. It's
Bye,
wired for
Rudy.
survival. So, thanks for hanging out with us, Rudy.
Thank you.
You
You
know.
have stuck around a long time. We appreciate
Bye,
you.
Yeah.
Rudy. Thank you,
Who is
Rudy.
this? Bryson, you talking to us? We here.
Yeah.
Like, who said that? You right here. But that is it. When you're living in survival and living in fear, you are your most dangerous self
Yep.
to other people, because you're not authentic. You're not living in the essence and the spirit of you. You're not even living in truth, right? Because we know who the truth is. Ain't no fear in him. So you're not living in truth. Nobody can trust you.
This was good stuff. This was good stuff. Thank you to everyone who chimed in. Thank you to LeAnzar and Angel who found the applause buttons, because we're gonna have to ban them. But everybody who chimed in, who shared, who was vulnerable, who was transparent, all the things. That was dope. We appreciate that. This is what it's all about. This is why we do this once a month. And we try to do it once a month. We was on summer break like the children. But we're back. We're back. And make sure you chime in with us every month. It's usually around the like the fourth. It's usually around the fourth ish. So make sure you just stay tuned, because our social media coordinator, she is very good with sharing, posting, and doing all the things to make sure we are seen. And we thank you. Make sure you operate in grace. Grace is the main ingredient.
The glue.
Grace is the glue, right? Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Grace is the glue.
The glue for growth. Because you need three.
Growth.
You need three G's.
Grace, glue, growth. Say that 5 times fast. Speaking in
Thanks for hanging with us on the holiday.
Thanks for hanging with us on the holiday, Labor Day. Let your labor not be in vain. Um, make sure you check out Target of Love. Make sure you check out. Make sure you check out Love's Great Design. And then shift on over and check out Relationality, and check out Relationship Ready. AngelSimmons.com, LeAnzarStockley.com. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you guys for signing in. We'll see you later this month, because it's September already.
Yeah, you'll see us again.